Hi everyone, welcome back to The Mystic in the Woods. I'm Kate, and today we are going to be doing a reveal of the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. Now, I don't do a lot of unboxings or reveals on this channel. It's just kind of not a thing I've done a lot of. I did get this last night. So I got this in the mail last night. This was a pre-order. Somebody pre-ordered it as a Christmas gift for me, and it has just arrived. And I didn't really know anything about the deck. Like, I'd seen it around a little bit and I knew it was coming, but I didn't do any research. Like, not that much was available about it, right? As a pre-order, as a brand new deck. And it is a US Games. And I am so intrigued by this deck that I wanted to share it with you. And then I thought we would do a quick, just like a draw for the community, which I've never done on this channel before, but I'm really excited about this deck. So it came in this really great box, like with the magnet closure, and like really cute little things, you know, for people who love boxes. So this says, the back of the box, I'm gonna read it to you real quick and then we'll get to the cards. A legendary author once showed us where the wild things are. While you can search the pages of story, climb the mountains, and swim the oceans of our planet to seek them out, the original wildlings live in the realm of the psyche. Critters of all shapes and sizes dwell there, and our lives are better if we seek to discover and understand them. So it's a 45 page or a 45 card deck, a good guidebook. It has this edging, super cute backings. The cardstock I was very unimpressed with. The moment I took it out of the box, I thought, ooh, this feels like a downgrade for US Games for what I'm used to. But I'm really intrigued by the deck anyway. So really quick with the guidebook. We get a good intro. There's like a good little intro. There are no spreads. And then for each card, you get a full color reproduction and just a little paragraph of information. Now, I tend to do one of two things with my Oracle book or Oracle decks. Either it's a deck that I read almost exclusively intuitively and I rarely reference the guidebook. I may just pull the guidebook out here or there. Or it's a deck that takes me a really long time to get to know because I don't read the guidebook up front. I do my daily draws and then I read the whole, you know, thing for that card, and I do my journaling and whatever. I have already read over half of this guidebook. I just sat down and started reading it because I was so intrigued by the cards. So, and in the introduction, she talks about, again, like critters of the psyche. Science tells us that the conscious thought runs 10% of our lives, while the unconscious is responsible for 90% of the show. And then she goes on to say, deep in the forest of our psyche are feelings and impressions, associations and symbols, and many creatures who can share insight and guidance with you. Think of them as soul critters, each wanting to communicate so that you can better understand your own internal landscape. And then she goes on for a few pages about that, how to use the deck, these types of things. So this is written by Angie Sullins and artwork by Eva Boniva. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but you guys can look it up, okay? So, and there's a little blurb about both of them in the back as well. So, okay, I have already cleansed and shuffled, but I have hardly used the deck. So, backings, this really cute little woodland foxy creature. There are no reversals in the guidebook, but you could reverse the back. So if you feel like you want to use reversals with this deck, you could. Now, the artwork is like whimsical. It's a little bit confronting for me, some of the images, which is good in a lot of ways. It's cute and it's kind of invoking like this inner child feeling for me, but in that way where what comes up for me is like, okay, but I'm an adult, right? It's like I should be using adult serious decks. And so there's this juxtaposition here for me with the artwork where we have this like sort of cutesy artwork, but also some of it's confronting and also it's bringing up for me right away already this sort of internal conflict of you're an adult, act like it, but also your inner child, right? So there's these woodland creatures, okay, and they have really good keywords. This says take action, listen to the music of your soul, and we will pull a card and I will read the guidebook for you guys so you can get a feel for this. Bury your dead, conjure the magic, protect your boundaries. Now, I remember reading this meaning in the book, and the interesting thing about this artwork is that it absolutely conveys the meaning of the card. So when she gets into protect your boundaries in the guidebook, it's not just about how important it is to have boundaries, but how important it is to protect those boundaries, to bring up that inner fire, to do whatever is necessary to protect those boundaries at the same time. And the other thing that I really like about this deck is that in the guidebook, not only do you have a message, but it also feels very tangible. Like, here's what you should do. Like, here's the advice that the card is giving you. So not only is it giving you insight and information into whatever you're pulling about, it's also kind of giving you like a tangible piece. And that's very earthy, right? So like we are in a forest here. We're with like these little mythical woodland creatures, and we're getting that tangible, earthy sort of advice with it. So this one says, light the candle of grace, restore innocence, unconditional self-acceptance. So what she's kind of done, or what they've done, remember the wooby, is kind of taken the shadow and these various aspects of the shadow and the various pieces, like wounds and pieces we're working on, and turned them into these really cute creatures. So this one also says this is play, and I remember in the guidebook there's like this juxtaposition of, let me just pull this one up quick. You know, life dances with death every day. We may not always be aware of it, but the death of a project or dream or relationships gives space for the new to be birthed. And it goes on a little bit. At the end, it says, find yourself a swing, set and see how high you can fly. You know, color inside or outside the lines. Just color whatever else is going on right now. Do yourself a favor and disconnect from the drama by indulging in ridiculousness. So you get this, again, you get kind of in the first part of the message some insight and some clarity, and then in the second part of the message you get something a little bit more tangible. Okay, so this one says cultivate story, honor your body as a friend, let yourself be carried, transition, tend to your partnerships, be yourself, remember the bones, mind that monkey. So I haven't tried to pair this with any tarot decks yet. I haven't paired it with the oracle decks yet. I have had this deck for less than 24 hours, and I just wanted to show you guys this because it's brand new. And so if there's anybody who's like seen it around or hasn't seen it around, but you're kind of thinking about this deck, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of information. So this is not a review. Like, I haven't read with it enough to give you any kind of review on it, but navigate the flow. There's the little fox from foxy sort of creature from the he also looks like maybe he's underwater. I'm not really sure. I haven't read card 40 yet in the book, but that's the guy on the back of the deck. Okay, so let's just pull a card for the community, just kind of setting the intention for a general message for the community who's watching this YouTube video, as just some general guidance for our path at this time. And of course, this is not an individual reading. You should absolutely just take what resonates and leave what doesn't, but I just want to give you guys an idea of how this deck could read. All right, I had to take a quick break there because my vet called back about a question I had with one of my dogs. So anyway, we were setting intentions and we're gonna pull a quick card for the community. Okay, just for a general message, right, on our paths at this time. Okay. Communion. So we have pulled communion. So here's this. I'm gonna just read it out of the book first. Let's see, that's just card 2. Draw your allies close to you right now. It is time to commune with those you trust, whether you need support, guidance, or simply a kind listening ear that helps you truly hear yourself. You are being asked to express your needs in a safe, protected environment. Seek trusted friends, share, let yourself be witnessed and received. And if you have no one to hold space with you right now, do not underestimate the invisible allies. Your favorite authors, artists, creators, and/or spirit guides can be an active source of support in your life. Write a letter, explain your heart in a meditation or visualization. Some of your greatest allies are in the realm of the unseen. Confide your truth, express your heart, experience the communion of your belonging. So you can see how we're getting this very sort of direct advice, right? Like right now on our path, it is time to allow ourselves to be witnessed, allow ourselves to be held. And whether that be with actual people in our lives that we can safely allow to witness us in our healing, to witness us in our growth, to seek advice from, or whether that be our guides in building better, stronger relationships and clearer channels with the guides that are here to work with us on our path in this lifetime. Now is an excellent time to be seeking that communion, to allow others to witness us in our healing. There is something really powerful that happens when we allow others to truly witness where we are on our path and what we're working through. So when we talk about healing anything, part of healing is like naming and understanding the wound that happened, but we also have to allow it to be witnessed in order to let it be healed. Witnessing can happen with a therapist. It can be another person in our lives. It doesn't have to be the person with which the wound happened, but it can also be us. We can witness ourselves. So we can go into meditation and we can work with our inner child and we can witness what happened to us or what we're working through, or we can allow our guides to witness us. But when we work with others in this way, and the others, again, just like the card is telling us, can be in that unseen realm. When we allow others to work with us and to witness us, a new kind of magic happens, a different, deeper kind of healing happens, and it's an important piece in the healing process. So I would say that at this time, this deck is saying that whatever we're going through on our path, in our journey, whatever is coming up for us, now is a good time to seek out that community and to allow ourselves to be witnessed and held, whether again that be somebody in your life that you're close to and who is safe, or a therapist or a coach or a mentor or a circle of other people or women, or just your guides within meditation and visualization and working with your cards. So this is why I'm so intrigued with this deck. And so of course, like here, even in the photo, we see like we have all these different birds, and they're like, one is like nesting in her hair, and some of them are like bound up in her hair. And so we have just, I'm really excited to work with this deck further. So if you guys have any questions or anything, throw it into the comments. I will do a follow-up review in a few weeks with this deck. And we'll see if my first impressions were right, and we'll see how I'm feeling about this deck after having been able to work with it a little bit. But I'm really excited about this deck, and I think that if you're intrigued by the artwork and the theme of the deck, this may be one worth exploring for you. I can already feel like how much it wants to come out and work with clients in shadow work sessions. You know, I've got like my group program here starting in a couple of weeks. There's one spot left if you're looking for a group, a circle of women to sit with for healing. We have one spot left in Reclaiming Eve. The details are at the link below, but I can already feel like this deck really wants to come be a part of these like shadow sessions and group programs, and really wants to kind of it doesn't feel like only a personal deck. It already feels very chatty, like it's got a lot to say. It really wants to be a part of sessions, and really bring, like, I think that there's a special, you know, magic happening in this deck with this combination of really earthy, woodsy feel, as well as our internal landscape. So I'm really excited to work with this deck. Of course, you never know. Once I start reading with it, I could change my mind completely, but I will do an updated review in a few weeks. And if any of you have this deck, I would love to know what your experience has been so far. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye.